Hello everybody. How you going? So I'm just going to pull this up on another device so I can see who comes into chat and how it's all going in the chat box. So live chat. Awesome, that's all ready. That was very efficient today. Awesome. So first off, I'm going to put on my gloves. I'm going to be using resin. So I most definitely want to take precautions, and I would advise everybody take your own precautions and check out, follow directions, check out the material safety data sheet. Should be available on all websites of places that sell resin. So this resin in particular is from Just Resin. This is the Art Resin LV. So just mixing it now. This one is I'm going to sit down while I mix. Excuse me. This one is the 2-to-1 ratio. So I did 80 mils of part B and then 160 of part A. So I've mixed up 240 mils. I'm pretty certain that's going to be too much, but then I do have other things that I can use, provided I'm quick enough, to do some clear coating on or something along those lines. So the pigments, as you could see by the title, this is a challenge set by Abstract Boss. So if you haven't seen Abstract Boss, check her out. And what she's done is set some challenges in a Facebook group. And yeah, so I thought I've missed some already. That's okay. So remember while you're stirring to scrape your stick, the sides of your cup and the bottom. So yeah, so she set some challenges in this group. So I've missed some, but I thought, I'm going to have a go at this one. So it's a black and white only. So they're all resin challenges, because that's what she set out. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. So just watching for time. I'm also watching that the resin turns has a clearer look to it. Cramping already. I haven't done much resin lately because we are in the middle of winter, and sometimes the room is just too cold to pull the resin out. So other things. Hello Celine, how you going? Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoy this one. It's a little bit of a challenge. Let's see if we can make something beautiful. So just mixing this resin. Oh, that is really aching. Sorry about that. Okay. So I just want to make sure that because we are in the colder months and the room is currently at the lower end of the scale for pouring resin, that it is fully incorporated together. Again, just scraping the stick, the sides, and right into those edges. So there will be bubbles in the mix. Oh, burn. Okay. So time-wise, we've definitely mixed it long enough. But the thing is, you also have to factor in the weather and what you can see. Can you still see pearly, stringy bits where the resin hasn't fully combined yet? Or anything like that. So try and have a look at it from as many angles as you can as you're stirring. But I think we're pretty much set now. So I'm much happier with that. Alright, so we're going to use Just Resin's titanium white and black. The crystals I have out are black tourmaline, also from Just Resin. I just wanted to lay them out there because I thought it looked pretty cool. So, set those aside. So yes, Just Resin. And these ones here are Rainbow Moonstone, and they are predominantly white with black. So that's pretty cool. I can use that too. Let's push those ones off to the side. So you can also see that the substrate I'm going to use tonight has been previously used, and I actually did a black background with string dip technique on there, but I used really what do you call it, transparent colours, and so they don't show through very well. And that was my own learning journey with that one. So with that, I have given it a really light sanding just all over the entire surface, and yeah, wiped it down, sprayed it with some isopropyl alcohol and wiped it down. So it's ready to go. Alright, if I go to, let's work with that amount there. So I'm pretty much going to mix, whoop, dripping off the stick, equal parts, because I think we will need all this resin. It'll be fine. If I'm going to do some clear coating later, I can mix up some more. So for the black, looks amazing. Always give your pastes a stir before using it because they can separate a little. You want to make sure that you're using a fully incorporated paste. So a nice dollop on the end. I think I might use a little bit more than that actually with the amount of resin I'm using. So there we go. Pop that in there. And always reseal your jars and everything as soon as you can, because you don't want anything else getting in there accidentally. So the white, give it a mix. Make sure it looks all nice and consistent. It's beautiful. So a nice big dollop because I want really lovely amount in here. I'll actually take out this stick and pop it into the clear. So I'll leave it over there. Okay. Close this one. So what this one actually is too, this substrate is an MDF placemat, which was from Kmart here in Australia. So now just mixing them in. And yeah, so you've got one side is still the brown that was on there, and then this side. So here we go. That looks awesome. I love how white this is. It's almost like purest. So Jelly Bean, hello, hello. How are you going? So just want to make sure that that white is fully mixed in. And now the black. Alright, so throughout my videos I like to offer or hope that you find inspiration, education or relaxation while you're watching. So, any or all of those things achieved is well worth putting this out there and sharing it with you guys. So I do have isopropyl alcohol ready to either wipe down my gloves or anything needed. It just takes away stickiness from the resin or anything like that. Lids off the crystals, and I also do have opal chunky glitter flakes. I mean, they look pretty white to me, so that's why they are in the white bag. Well, under the white category is what I mean. So Mandy, hey, how you going? Thanks for coming in. So, all right. So we're just going to get straight onto this. And I've been feeling like I've wanted something wide coming into a point and something wide coming into a point. So they're kind of, I don't know, a little bit nervous about how to plan that out. So I might just check that my legs aren't too wide actually. That's to avoid resin. If there is any of the resin that drips under, it doesn't go all the way to the feet underneath. Good, thanks. Awesome. Peekaboo, hello. Would flow from react with resin. Floetrol. Oh. I have seen a pour done where there was Floetrol in it mixed with resin. It's still cured, but it's not actually advisable. So technically, no, it's not designed for it. So I would opt to not use that. All right. So let's try and create something here. Ooh, a bit like that. Oh, I know what I want to do there. White. So for those who didn't catch it, this is a challenge set by Abstract Boss. So I'll probably mention that a few times for those who missed each comment as they come in. Black and white, resin only. So I think this is the one where I'd like it to come from a wide point and peter out like that. Yeah, why not? So then same from the opposite side. So I want to come in, bring it to a point, and then bring it back out along that edge. Oh. It's kind of a little bit exciting when you get an idea in your head and then you start bringing it all together and everything. Sue Finlay did one the other day where she mixed PVA glue with her resin and got awesome effects. Oh, well, there you go. I haven't seen that one. So that will, I'll have to go and check it out. Looks like a bit of, oh no, it's a bubble. So now just spread this out. Fill in these little gaps in between. It's getting close there. So also for those who came in, I'm reusing a substrate. It's an MDF placemat from Kmart. And I've given it a sanding all over and then wiped it down with some isopropyl alcohol. That one's not so much of a point, is it? Not anymore. And that's how I prepared it to reuse it. So, all right. So before I add any more, I'm going to add some crystals. So this is the black tourmaline, and I'm going to aim for the wider section of the black. Coming down. So start here and also bring that narrowly down until that's a big chunker. Okay. Alright. So that's about what I was thinking for this bit. Awesome. Okay. Just because we're already flowing in this direction a little, I will try and prop that up and see where the movement starts taking it there. So now I'll come over to this black section. Wipe my finger first before I put it into the pot. So which resin do you use? Yep, Mandy, this is the Just Resin Art Resin LV. So it's the 2:1 ratio. And I've mixed up in total 240 mils for this one. Coming down, narrowing out to about there. Fill in some more of these spaces where I want the wider section. That big chunk or two. Alright, so just see a space here for a couple of extras. And then we'll move on with some more colour now that I can see how this shape has been created. Because also too, when you add the crystals to the resin, it takes up extra space. So it will push the resin out a little. So no worries, Mandy. You've been using stone coat. Yes, I absolutely want to try that. I just need to save up a bit more to order the stone coat. Do you like it? Is it your favorite, or do you just like what it offers? And now just adding, and because I am alternating between the black and the white, adding the white now, go with black again. And then also look, I think we'll put the rainbow moonstone through the center. So I'm going to try and push some of that out by adding some white back into that line. But that wasn't even, the center line was actually black, so there we go. So the rest of the resin that I have will use to fill out here. But I will, can you get pre-coloured resin? No, I don't believe so. From my knowledge, Peekaboo, it is always clear, and you add the pigments that you want to it. That way, when you're doing potentially boats, because they have a promarine, they have a specific resin, counter cupboards, countertops, tabletops, it's great to be able to mix and blend pigments into your resin. And you can mix and match to your own preference. Or you can just stick with what colours you can get. I don't really want to have too many gaps in here, so just trying to add a really solid amount. Ideally, when this is finished, this is something that I will give a flood coat to. So the flood coat is a clear coat as the final resin coating over the top of the entire piece. All right. There we go. We may just go with that, and I will, if I spot my tweezers, which are right there, grab this one that took a wander into the black and keep him aside. Alright. Yeah. So I'm happy with that for the amount of crystal. So the rest of it I'd just like to fill in. So far I've only tried 2, Stone Coat and Dalchem Crystal Clear. Don't really like Dalchem as the working time is so short. Okay, yep. Stone Coat gives you around an hour. You can get Stone Coat from Perth. Yes. Colour Obsession, I believe, yeah. What kind of colouring do you use in the resin? Thanks for your advice tonight. You're very welcome, Peekaboo. Anything that I've learned along the way, I'm happy to share. Tonight I have used Just Resin pigment pastes. They're designed for resin, and this is titanium white and black. So they have a huge and amazing array of pigment, pastes, powders, what are they? Interference, mica. So yeah, it's definitely something you're interested in. Check out Just Resin. Well, they ship internationally as well. So on this one, we'll try and end off this edge with white. Just sit that cup on its side for a moment and see if it can come into the one edge, and finish this side with the black. So it looks like if I try and get some more black through this line and push that white out a little bit further, that will help. Right. Come down. So that looks like the last of the white. Oops, don't put your stick in the black if you want white. We just try and bring this white to the edge, trying to avoid that black bit as well. There we go. And now we'll just give it some heat, warm it up a bit, and then, so that'll clear away bubbles, and we'll see where there's some movement. Just kind of mixing in some of this last bit. And may even create some extra little lines or something coming off the white into the black and vice versa. So, you could spell checker colour. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about that. I got you. We're just using the torch. This is a chef's torch that's refillable with the gas that goes inside. So I've had this one for a couple of years now. It's going really strong. Several times I have resined the knob shut or the trigger. And I just keep trying to wipe it over or wrap it up occasionally after I've cleaned it to give me something that I can just trim away if it gets too dirty. So that's pretty cool. But I think I'd like to swipe some of it. So I've got these little business cards, old business cards that I've cut down the middle. So previously, like this, I've just cut them. So I think down here, just come into some of this and bring it create a little bit of a in-between shade. That's pretty, I like that. I think I'd like to do that on the opposite side as well. Try and bring some of this white back out into the black. I think I'm carrying more of that black back into the white, but that's okay. Let's try it this way. That's getting it. That's definitely bringing some of that white out. Bit by bit. Awesome. Just bring that bit to the edge. It's still not quite there. So it's great when you can turn your projects around, or your art pieces, projects, whatever, people have different names, and can look at it from all sides, because there was actually a very small section that hadn't even covered yet. So in between the rocks to the crystals, just to make sure that there's no air pockets hiding in amongst them. How are we going? What do we think? All right. So because I am really happy with that, I'd like to do it again. As we go through this bit here. So I think I'll go this way where it comes off this end of the crystals. I'll bring some black in here. Or I'll actually mix it. So white and the black. Rocking back and forth. A bit zigzaggedy. And on this side, where these crystals peter off, I'll do the same. So pulling some of that white back in, black out, white in, black out. Awesome. I'd like to bring that white fully to the edge. And yeah, I actually think I'm going to leave it there because I need to turn it. It is pulling, it is moving a bit. So I do have to keep an eye on that, and as soon as I am done, I will have to move it to a flatter surface. This table is not 100% level. I'll just give my gloves a spray with isopropyl alcohol. So get some of that off. Alright, so away from the little swipey tool now, but into the old paintbrush, and I don't know if that's going to work either. Back to the swipes. I like how they look. I like that you can change angles. You can go narrow or you can go wider. Just breaking up the edge. Coming to that point there. That looks awesome. bringing some black back up this way. And through here, the same thing. So pretty awesome challenge. Black and white only in a resin piece. So if you haven't checked out Abstract Boss, be sure to pop on over and check her out and the challenges she's setting. So very cool. I'm happy. Oops, I just saw an edge. Sorry. This edge. They might as well all be mixed edges. And that white back out a bit more. All right, there we go. So thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up on your way out if you've enjoyed it. Share it with others who might also appreciate it. That is a huge help to content creators sharing our work with you. And leave a comment below on what you think about this, what you think about the idea of challenges. And yeah, so let's have a close up. If you've got any questions, please pop it in the chat box now. That way, with a little bit of time lag that we have, I'll be able to see it before we sign off. So coming down for a close up. Okay. So there we have the black tourmaline. Let's go round towards the left. I really do like how that swiping created those effects. The rainbow moonstone. So, love black and white. Great job. Thanks, Jellybean. Going back to the black tourmaline again. Over to the right hand side. More of the rainbow moonstone. I didn't end up using the opal glitter flakes, so I'm not mad about that. I'm quite fine with that. So that makes this a full Just Resin pour, Just Resin resin, pigment pastes and crystals purchased through Just Resin. So how cool is that? Love that. So let's just check what is happening in the room. Love Abstract Boss. Did you see the turtle she did with old paint skins? I did. I love what she does with that. So looks great. Love black and white. Thanks, Mandy. Looks great. Peekaboo. Thank you. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate you. And, you know, it means so much. So thank you. Have a wonderful night. If you have to go anywhere, or day for those who are in their morning, lunch, whatever time. Sorry about that. Beautiful. Thank you, Celine. Yeah, sorry. I'll unstick my gloves. That's probably really annoying. So if you have to go anywhere, please take care of yourselves. And from myself, always be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.